My name is Taylor. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time being here, thank you so much for coming. On this channel, I talk about my weight loss journey and I vlog about my daily life. And also, I am going to start sharing what I eat in the days and recipes that I've learned along the way. So please like this video and subscribe to see more content from me. So let's just get right into it. Today I'm going to talk about weight loss surgery and my weight loss journey. If you don't follow my Instagram name is Sleeve You Later. I am 24 years old, 4'11", and currently I weigh 146 pounds. My highest recorded adult weight was 242 pounds. I got the vertical sleeve surgery back in March of 2018. So currently I am about 7 months post-op. Today is October 22nd, so that is exactly 7 months post-op. So if you've done the math, I have lost a little bit more than 90 pounds. I'm really close to that 100-pound loss and I am so excited. A little bit of my weight gain story. I have always been a little bit on the chubby side, but never technically overweight or obese until I had my son. On my 5-week appointment with my doctor, whenever I found out that I was pregnant, I weighed 136 pounds. The day that I delivered my son, which was June 13th, 2015, I was 215 pounds. The day I left the hospital, which was about 3 days later, I was back down to 176. My doctor had urged me to begin dieting and working out as soon as possible. She did warn me on how hard it was to lose baby weight, but I did continue to eat like trash and binge eat, and I did get very depressed after my son was born. So that did cause me to gain. Back whenever I first started gaining weight, I tried many diets. I tried Atkins, Weight Watchers, keto, juice fasts. I mean, I tried everything. And none of it worked for me. Or, you know, maybe it did work for me for a very brief period of time, but then I started eating like crap again or binge eating and I gained it all back. So I ended up ballooning up to about 242. And that's when my doctor kind of told me, you know, you need to really work on this or you're gonna be pre-diabetic and you're gonna, you know, have a life of struggling. And so I started working on it. I did commit to the ketogenic diet. So from December of 2017 until March of 2018, I followed the diet pretty strictly. I was able to lose 40 pounds within that 3-month period of time on my own. But then whenever I found out that I was having the surgery, which was at the beginning of March, I kind of didn't do keto and I ended up gaining all of my weight almost back. So I'm almost down into the 190s at that point. And then I had qualified for the weight loss surgery and I went to a seminar. And it was just so quickly after that. All I had to do to get approved for the weight loss surgery was go to the seminar, go to a nutritional visit, which they did all of that in one day, and then go to a psych, which I did that the very next week. And then after the psych, I got approved for the surgery through my insurance, and I just had to do a 3-day pre-op diet. So my surgery was scheduled on March 22nd. So between all of that, and I gained back up, and on date of surgery I was 236. So I had a 3-day pre-op diet, which just consisted of liquids, protein shakes, soups, and that's it. I could eat oatmeal and very finely, like basically anything that you could like get to be very liquidy, and that was pretty easy. I had already committed to it, so at that point I was like, you know what, I have to do this, because I realized at that point how bad my binge eating was. When I went to that psychiatric appointment and I'm talking to her about everything, she's asking me 1,000,001 questions about my eating habits. That's when she told me I was a binge eater, because I hadn't really known anything about binge eating. I knew that it was possible that I was doing it, but I didn't really, you know, look into it or really seek help for it or anything like that. So I went into my surgery. Surgery was fine. It took about an hour to do. I was in the hospital for a day afterwards. I was up and walking right after the surgery. I was doing my makeup. Everything was fine to me. I didn't have gas pains or anything like that. I didn't have any complications. After the surgery, I had to follow a 8-week liquid diet. That was really the hardest part, because Easter and all that was right around the corner, and actually I did cheat on Easter and hurt myself really bad. Not bad enough to where I had to go to the hospital or anything like that, but I ate a little tiny piece of meat instead of just eating like the mushrooms and the soups that the people made me. I ate a little tiny piece of meat because it looked so good, and it ended up hurting me so bad, and my stomach was in so much pain, and I was just I mean, for like 30 minutes. I mean, it went away, but I learned my lesson at that point, because I think I was not even a week out. Like, it was crazy. I don't know why I did that. So I continued on. I didn't cheat again. I made it through the 8 weeks, and then I slowly started eating food again. I think at first everybody's kind of like really low carb, because you want to get as much protein in as possible. So my first month out, I had lost 30, 40 pounds my first month, and then I continued to lose weight from them. I'm considered what's called a fast loser, because like I said, I'm only 7 months out and already have lost a big bulk of my weight. I'm actually 20 pounds away from my goal weight. So I would consider that a fast loser. But I mean, obviously the bigger you are, the bigger your BMI. You could lose so much more weight in this amount of time. Like, I know somebody who's already lost 140 pounds. Granted, she's nowhere near her goal weight, but she had the same surgery date as me, but she's already lost 140 or 150 pounds. I'm not too sure, but she's lost in that area. But she still has a really long way to go, because she started in the 400-pound range and I started in the 200-pound range. So try not to compare yourself too much to other people. Like, that's a big word of advice for me, because everybody's bodies are different. I'm 4'11". I was 242 pounds. That's considered morbidly obese for somebody my size. Now, you may hear 242 pounds, but 180 pounds is a normal weight for your size, and be like, well, this girl just got surgery for no reason. No, I got surgery for a reason. I was over 120 pounds overweight. So, you know, it's a lot different depending on your body size, what's going to look good on you and what's not. I love myself this way. I'm perfectly fine this way, but I know that I'm not really considered healthy yet. Actually, like in the app that I use to weigh myself, I'm still considered overweight. I'm not obese anymore, but I'm still overweight. So, anyways, so fast forward to today. I eat a very, if it fits your macros or flexible diet. That's what I follow. I cook most of my meals. I do eat out every now and then, and I do eat fast food a couple of times a week. So I'm not gonna lie and say that those things don't happen again, because they do. You do eat very smaller portions, and you know, you won't even finish one McMuffin as before. You could eat 4 or 5 McMuffins plus some hash browns. Can't do that anymore. You can barely eat one, and that's if you take off the top. Like most sandwiches, if I do a sandwich, I'm doing an open face sandwich. So really, and that cuts the calories a lot, but really, what I would suggest, at least the first 6 months, is really focusing on a lower carb diet and doing more protein. However, I wouldn't focus on it too much, because I eat pastas, soups with like noodles and things like that in it, and that are high protein. I just put like a lot more meat sauce or whatever kind of meat I'm doing with it, mushrooms, you know, things like that. I put a lot more of that than I do of the noodles. So, I mean, I definitely didn't eat like low carb, like 20 grams or less, like the keto diet, but I did eat lowish carbs where I'm like less than 60 grams, which most people, if you're using MyFitnessPal, your goal for carbs is going to be like 150 grams or more. I don't think I've ever surpassed 60 grams of carbs a day since I've had surgery. So, but now I eat more of a balance, like if it fits your macros or flexible dieting. I might leave a few links below of my favorite if it fits your macros videos, because they're very informational. Now, of course, I'm still struggling with my water intake. I think every single one of us, every single weight loss surgery patient probably does, but I do still struggle with that. But I have successfully gotten down to 146, which is where I'm at right now, and I didn't really do any extreme dieting, which I'm proud of, but I did have the weight loss surgery. And remember that this is just a tool. You still have to work hard for what you want. So even though you get the surgery, you still have to make the changes in your life. You still have to make the lifestyle changes. You still have to work out, get up, get moving. I go running and I go walking. I'm always meeting my step goal every day because now I'm doing so much more as opposed to before. But you do have to make those lifestyle changes or you won't lose weight. Some people with health issues may be slower at losing the weight, so that's another thing to think about before you have the surgery, because the surgery, it does work if you do the program right, but there are some health issues that you may have that it may not be worth it to you to spend all the money getting the surgery if you will still only be losing 2 or 3 pounds a month. You know, you could probably do that on your own, or at least that's what other people have told me. And I have watched like the I regret VSG surgery videos, and I think maybe you should do your research. I mean, I follow a great community. I have a great community of people on my Instagram, and I feel like the people who have success at this are the people who eat a balanced whole food diet. I do know that people do keto and things like that, but I personally do not like the keto diet, and I think with the weight loss surgery, you already have that tool that kind of, you know, cuts your calories. It cuts the amount you can eat. So why not take advantage of it and eat how you would, just eat smaller portions. That way you're making a lifetime change instead of just a now change, because people may follow the keto diet right now, but what are, you know, the chances of them following it long term for years and years and years without you know, moving away from it for a few weeks, you know. And in that few weeks, if you have eating disorders and things like that, could be detrimental to your weight loss. I mean, you can gain a lot of weight back. So for me, I just personally, I didn't want to do any diets where I was sacrificing. I was okay with losing weight a little bit more slower, but what ended up happening is I've lost weight faster than a lot of the girls I know that are following super strict diets. My doctor says that is because the sleeve is working for me in that way of a long-term change. So do your research. I know a lot of doctors recommend low carb, but mine personally didn't recommend low carb. He did not tell me to stop drinking carbonated drinks altogether. He did not tell me to never drink caffeine. He did not tell me any of these things. He told me that the patients that he has had that have lost the most weight and kept it off the longest are the ones who learned how to love everything in moderation. And I think if I would have known that and I would have been able to stick with that, I may have not needed the surgery. But I'm glad that I got the surgery. I would never turn back, and I highly recommend it. So my question for you guys is, I want to make a Q&A video. So leave all of your questions about bariatric surgery below. Now, I had the VSG, so that's all I can speak on, but leave your questions below and I will answer them in one of my videos. So, and also comment what kind of videos you would like to see from me. I do plan on doing grocery hauls, eat with me's, or what I eat in a day, whatever you call. Maybe some try-on hauls as I lose more weight. I'm not too sure, but let me know in the comments below, and you guys have a wonderful and blessed day.